Welcome back.
Whoa.
We're live.
Sweet. All right. So, who wants to give us a recap of what happened last time, if anyone remembers?
Oh yeah. So, if I may, I shall be the announcer.
If anyone but Albert remembers, please.
Anybody else?
No, go for it, bud.
We made it to the basement, which we heard about in the first session because
where were you?
We bum rushed.
Because you started with we made it to the basement. So where were you?
Sure. Okay, we were in what's called colloquially as the murder house, and a wall of mist surrounded this old mansion. Two children appeared on the outside and asked us to assist them. And as we entered the house, we understood that this place, pretty clear that this place was haunted. Anyway, we made our way through the house and learned that there is a greater evil in the basement of home. Which we decided, after exploring the rest of the house, to go to. Where in which we found, I guess it was an altar, right? Like a sacrificial altar that we found? With
something like that, yeah.
With a pendant that I believe Petrie picked up. And
might be glued to my dead hand.
Clutched in his rigor mortis fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
A creature attacked us. Something that was so scary that we would not have been able to beat it. So, what was it called? It was like a mound?
It was called, the creature in question was a shambling mound.
Shambling mound, that's right. The shambling mound proceeded to chase us, but luckily, the great and magnificent Trel Silklord propped open the gate for us, and we were all able to escape.
There's some editorializing going on here.
As he is known, the great and magnificent. Anyway, but we were able to escape, and through a series of traps that the home, just kind of sprouted, like electric fences and stuff. We were able to...
There were swinging scythes, poisonous gas, and other bad situations. But yes,
I believe Petrie was severed at one of the swinging scythes, and we had to carry his...
He dove into it head first.
I was going to say, the exact series of events was, I've only got 2 doors left, and he dove through one and took the max amount of damage and crumpled into a heap on the other side.
Once again, the magnificent Trel Silklord carried this poor quail-sized body of his out the mansion. We managed to escape. And then as we left the home, it completely disappeared.
Woo!
Yeah. Well, it didn't disappear. It
also,
kind of
Saelihn
crumpled away. Wow.
I'm so sorry.
I'm dead.
Apparently, Saelihn needs to make a bigger impact on Trel this session.
No, please.
Saelihn takes psychic damage.
And is also dead now. So it's the Trel show, baby. So you guys then also, the house collapsed and you all managed to level up. So I want to talk a little bit about leveling up in the situation where you have not taken a long rest. So your max health is now increased. If you really want to do the nitty gritty math on it, your health would proportionally have increased. Your current health would also proportionally have increased to match the percentage of health that you were down by. So, Saelihn, you're not quite at full.
It auto did that. I don't.
Okay.
No.
I'm just going to knock you down a couple hit points, which is fitting because you just took that psychic damage. So I'm just going to knock you down a couple hit points. You're still actually at the same point that Trel is out, but you're a little more injured.
I can
and
magically come back to life then, right?
No, your max HP has gone up, but you are still sitting at a solid 0% of your health. Additionally, spells, right? If you've got new spell slots, you have new spell slots, but you have not regained the current usage of them. So again, since this may be something you guys were already thinking about, Saelihn, you did gain new spells and new spell slots. You don't have any currently that you can use. So unfortunately, you can't just cast Cure Wounds on Petrie while he's unconscious right now, because you ran out of spells. You didn't gain any spells back. But let's talk a little. And just to finish the kind of recap portion of it, Petrie, you did roll to see how long it would be before you naturally woke up, because you did stabilize.
I got my first max.
That's right. So it will be 4 hours before you are awake, and it is. Well, we'll talk about the situation that you guys are in. On top of that, after we briefly talk about, or let you guys go around and talk about anything cool you want to talk about from your level up.
Oh.
So
Actually, I can talk about something cool about mine.
Do it.
Sure, we'll talk about this telepathically from beyond the veil of
well,
consciousness.
it's not Petrie. It is. I should address you as the character, as the person. Blake, would you like to tell us about Petrie's level up?
So, yeah, actually, I get to choose... Let me look up the actual terminology here. Let me look at my character sheet. Before, my blood magic would only affect creatures that had blood in them, but now I can affect creatures that don't have blood in them.
And that is because you took a subclass, which I believe for the Blood Hunter is called
Order of the Ghost Slayer. Yeah. Order of the Ghost Slayer. So that allows me to affect non-blood enemies, non-blood related enemies. I can also make my weapon lamp, which is the only real reason that I did this.
Lamp.
Oh, you mean you can make it cast light?
I love lamp.
Okay.
Then,
Lamp.
I believe we
Lamp.
talked behind the screen about this, Ryan, and you said it was totally fine for me to choose the color of the light that I
Yeah, I think it works like the light
Disco.
spell in this sense, where you can choose each time you use it what your weapon's light is. You can't choose whether it's dim or not. It has to be bright light. But other than that, the color, I think I'll be fine with you choosing when you activate this right. Okay, so Order of the Ghost Slayer. It's a shame we'll never get to see it, because you are going to be dead forever and ever. Oh, actually, speaking of the Blood Hunter and the cursing things that have no blood, before we go any further, content warnings for tonight. Obviously, blood. That's just going to be a permanent one as long as Petrie is around. Blood.
Yeah.
General horrific imagery, potential body horror. I think that's it for tonight. Pretty low key.
That's it.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Hey.
Easy night for Strahd.
Saying no cannibalism, no incest, so we are doing A-okay. Who wants to go next?
Really low bar.
I'll go next.
Do it.
Okay.
So I have basically 2 things that are cool. So one of them is that I can use, as an action, I can use one of my spell slots to allow me to sense whether a certain creature type is present within 1 mile of me.
Ooh.
That includes aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. But it doesn't reveal the location or number. It just says if they are in a mile. The other cooler thing is that the ravens that have kind of just been tagging along are now part of my class. I am a swarm keeper.
And I am the swarm.
The dead swarm.
Apparently.
Oh.
So until I die, the swarm remains in my space, and it has some things that it can do. So, for example, in battle, I can choose one of these 3 things for the swarm to do. So the attack's target takes 1d6 piercing damage from the swarm, or the attack's target must succeed on a strength saving throw, or be moved by the swarm up to 15 feet, or I am moved by the swarm 5 feet in the direction of my
sick.
choice.
Wait. So does that happen when you attack or when you get attacked?
That is when I attack.
Yeah, immediately after she hits with an attack.
Okay.
So kind of like a reaction.
So can she move 10 feet, take the attack, get moved 5 feet, and then move another 10 to 20 feet?
Yes.
Holy crap.
The
Okay.
swarm movement is not count against her personal movement.
What? Okay, that's OP. Okay.
And I also have Mage Hand now.
Okay. And then...
And you said we could ignore the weight restriction with that, right?
No, I did not. The weight
Aw,
restriction
damn it.
is 10 pounds.
Man, okay.
Ignore
I guess I
the
dreamt
weight
that.
restriction.
Yeah, you dreamt that when you dreamt that I told you. Neither of which could happen.
I didn't hear the last part.
Yeah, we didn't hear
It's
that.
fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alright, so last but not least, Trel.
Apparently I forgot to learn 1 extra first level spell, so that was cool.
Okay.
Level up. Anyway, I got 2 more spells. Woo! The one is called Melf's Acid Arrow, which is like bread and butter for every wizard. And the other one, another bread and butter spell, is called Mirror Image. And I can get to make more of me.
More.
That's right.
They do extra, like, do they do damage each?
No. It's
No.
it's a defensive spell. So
Yeah,
Okay, it's like a targeting thing.
right. It causes enemies to target the illusions instead of myself.
Yeah, each time that an enemy would hit him with a targeted attack, there's a chance that they will instead hit the illusion now.
Right.
Got it.
All right. So, with all of that said, you guys find yourselves on the. Okay, actually, let's talk about the things that you guys took from Death House, because we should start with that. Because you guys have left Death House now, which means some things happen. First of all, did anyone take anything from the dining room?
Oh.
Can you pull
No.
back the map?
I can. I don't think you guys took anything from the dining room anyway.
I don't think
It was silverware, a portrait, tapestry.
I don't think I took anything.
I think I just took the jewelry box from the master bedroom.
Oh, that's
You did
right.
take the jewelry from the master bedroom. So actually, that's one I didn't double check. So give me 1 second. See if anything happened to that. No, that is good. That is all still fine.
We took Petrie took the amulet from the basement. I don't know if that's something.
That's
Yes.
all still. That's one that is still good. Though it's currently useless to him, it is still in use. It's still usable.
Okay. Theoretically.
From the library, there are 2 parts to this. From the library, Trel especially, did you take any of the nicer books, the the first edition collected works of anything?
No, I don't think I ever took anything. I think I looked at stuff, but I was more looking for scrolls and things like that. So
Fair enough.
And my roll was garbage, so I don't think I saw anything specifically of values.
Okay, and then the last thing is the stuff you guys found from the library secret chest, which you guys definitely did take. That includes the letter from Strahd, the deeds, the will, the
Oh yeah, it didn't.
black books
Didn't
that you
get all
can
that.
sell there.
Saelihn
I think
went
Saelihn
into the
took
room.
it. I don't know if she distributed it, but Saelihn took it. And Saelihn, you do find that in your pack, all of that stuff has aged, but is not unusable. So the paper browns and the scrolls, the magical scrolls all seem to be a little bit more crinkly. They are still usable currently, which means that you're discovering this and find yourselves stranded on the side of a dirty road in a rather large clearing. Though you had been following the Vistani and there were none in sight once you guys arrived on this road, you find that there are still no Vistani. Fog pools at the edge of the clearing and the rests high in the sky. In the distance, you hear a howling sound from somewhere deep in the forest.
Oh.
High above in the trees, an unkindness of ravens sit watching. Sitting distinct and proud amongst them is a snow-white raven. And while the others take to the sky, many of them circling and then landing near your group, particularly. Some land on Petrie, and a couple more landing around and on Saelihn. The white raven sits undisturbed up on its perch.
Ooh.
What do you guys all do?
I think Trel, immediately after, because we just came to after we left the house, instantly, this is what we saw. I think he would immediately turn around and take a look and see if he can find, or see if the mass was following them, the mound.
Yeah, so the mound wasn't following you up out of the basement, though you guys were kind of rushing on your way back. You don't see. There's no evidence that there was ever a house here now.
Well, okay. Can Trel do an Arcana check to see if he could figure out what happened?
You can do an Arcana or a Religion check.
Okay. Arcana. 21.
Okay.
Ooh.
With a 21, it's hard to say. Your best estimation is this is definitely some sort of curse that was happening with this house. And while you guys did survive and succeed, there's nothing to say that if somebody else were drawn to this same place, they wouldn't also find a house here with two children begging for help.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Stuck in perpetuity.
Could we carve a message on a tree to warn?
That's exactly what I was thinking, too.
Yeah. Don't go in the house.
Right, or don't...
Yeah, so you could potentially... This map is not a great representation, I'll say. It is... You guys are standing in the middle of this clearing, and then, almost like a radius, so it's more ovular than, a perfect circle. A radius of, give or take, 60 feet, is where the tree line begins, and where the fog and mist seems to be pooling. So you could go over to one of the trees and go do that, or you could certainly try.
I would like to try.
Okay. Are you going alone, or you
I'll go.
No, we're all going.
Are unconscious. So you pull Petrie's unconscious corpse with you.
Trel, you want to come with me, and we'll bring our little
the little one
sleeping child.
Okay. As Trel scoops down and slings Petrie over his shoulder.
Okay. While you are carrying Petrie, any check you do will be with disadvantage, and particularly any strength check, you will probably also face an additional penalty, just because you are small, and true. Petrie is also small, but you are at same size category. So if
that's fair,
I can carry him.
Okay, then you're just making the regular disadvantage, not an additional penalty for strength.
Okay.
Only weigh 82 pounds.
I'm sorry.
I hand him off to Saelihn.
Of dead weight, though. You're 82 pounds of
Weight.
like a sack of meat. All right,
Sack
so
of potatoes.
you guys head to the clearing, or head to the edge of the clearing, and start to carve into one of the trees, presumably.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And I think
So-
Trel would want to see if he can see tracks, like the caravan tracks or anything. He'll be
Okay,
able to
so
cast light to assist with that.
So then is what you're doing following the road until the road meets the trees?
I would imagine.
Or are you
so.
going back the way you came?
Well-
So presumably whoever would come in, after, like where are you going?
I was gonna say, like, the tree closest to the house. Like, to where the front door would have been.
It is, and again, like I said, this map not a great representation. It is, north or south of the road, so off of the road somewhere. Is those tree lines are closer to the house. It is, and maybe you notice this while you're like looking for, okay, where's the closest tree? It's almost a perfect ring of like equidistant trees.
Oh,
Oh, like a fairy ring of trees. All right.
Yeah.
Fairy wing.
Let me, like one of these types of situations. Like imagine that, but massive.
That's what he said.
There you go. Fat but big.
Oh my god.
so I would guess we would walk back to where we thought the front of the house was, and at least in that area find something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could try and look for maybe a rock instead, like carve into the chip away like a stone tablet, maybe.
Whatever works.
Well, I don't know what works or doesn't work. You guys tell me.
I mean, I would probably choose a tree.
Okay. So, are you heading back down the way you came, even though that's further away? Are you heading to the north, even though that's likely to be, somewhere someone's not coming from if they're coming off the road?
Yeah. So I would say I would personally want to go to where we came from.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. As I say,
Can't-
I'm not hearing any
can't-
opposition
can't-
there, so that's true.
About this.
It's gonna be
Petry's
real fun.
unconscious.
Beginning
Yeah,
of session
I'm
for
just
Petrie.
here.
Okay, so yeah, you guys head back kind of back down the road you came, and Saelihn, while you are putting something down, and you tell me what that is at the same time. Trel, why don't you give us a check for I guess nature. Yeah, do nature if you're trying to look for tracks.
Do you think we're looking for an aspen? I know what they look like.
An aspen?
Look for aspens.
Well, it's an aspen because of the way it is.
Nature.
I'm going to move us briefly to a little freehand blues map. Let me fill the back of this in with color. Uh-oh, I did bad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's not what I meant to do.
Oh
Oh,
no.
At all.
Oh no.
As you can
Oh, no.
see,
Fucked up.
company is tanking.
There you
Oh
go.
no.
Much
Sales are
worse.
way down.
Way down, but it seems to be a cycle.
There we go. This will be fine. All right. So the relative position of the house is the square here. This is why I always look for maps. So relative position of the house was the square here. This is essentially where you guys came in from,
Okay.
and then the green is the tree line. Like I said,
Oh.
almost a perfect oval. So it sounds like you guys are heading back here and marking up one of those trees. So you do that.
Yep.
You don't find any tracks. There's no evidence that you don't find. It's twofold, Trel. You don't find tracks of what you would expect from the Vistani or their wagons or hoof prints from horses or any of that. You also don't even find your own tracks, and you don't know if that is because you are not good at tracking, or if something supernatural has potentially happened to remove your tracks from the trail.
Hey, you fucking suck, bitch.
I'm real shit at tracking, by the way.
It's unfortunately it is a toss up because of how poorly you rolled there. So,
Yeah, understand.
Saelihn, what are you marking?
Ah.
What are you writing on the tree?
Beware the
dead open
children.
inside.
Probably, yeah, I would probably just say the children aren't real.
Okay.
The doll.
So you carve that into the tree, and it takes a little bit of doing. It takes, say, 5-10 minutes to do that, and
The ravings of a
kind of
madman.
you step back, and it looks good. It looks carved into the tree,
Excellent news.
Excellent news.
and then
Trel approves.
the mists are still heavy here, and you see that the moon has begun to peek over the tree line. The white raven continues to watch you, and you hear the distant howling picks up again.
Boopy.
How long has it been? How long does this take?
About
Can I
10
sleep?
minutes.
Oh, we got so
You're
much
still unconscious for
longer.
about 3 hours and 50 minutes.
Okay.
And then Trel says, "Well, I guess we better hurry along and try to resume the party we were with."
That
Too
sounds
soon.
like a good idea.
Trel has the light sort of go ahead of them, and
So you guys
Move
are
back.
not going to wait for Petrie to wake up. You're just going to you're going to wander deeper into the woods
Absolutely.
with the howling.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can use his body as a blunt instrument.
It's not a bad idea. Actually, it used to be as a sharp instrument. I got a beak.
Oh, he's got a
Hey
beak.
guys,
Yeah.
Roll for initiative.
what did we say about TPKs? Are we cool with them? Are we not cool with them? Like, what is how's everybody feeling? Because it
How
sounds
about we
like
set
I'm
camp?
You're making
unconscious
some decisions.
into
How about we
anything.
set camp
Set
Okay.
camp. That's a
and take a short... Is a short rest 4 hours or a long rest? Well, for
short-
me, it's a long rest,
I
technically.
was gonna say 4 hours is a long rest for you. A short rest is 1 hour.
let's just go ahead and take do the old long rest.
Which is 8 hours for you.
Hours for me, because I have a special thing.
Yeah, it's 4 hours for elves, 8 hours for normal.
Elves.
Yeah. They don't sleep, they trance.
You mean knifeies? Sorry.
Hey.
They go to rage and they trance.
We don't use that language here.
Sorry.
I guess we have to add a content warning for racism at the top. All right, so you guys set up camp by the side of the road, or do you wander into? I'm going to need you
Probably
guys
on the
to-
road.
Right
Okay.
where we are.
All right.
Just say things I can know.
Okay, so while you are waiting, the howling in the distance continues, and after the first couple of times it happens, you're able to pretty easily discern that it is wolves. Larger, they are either. And here's the thing. Actually, why don't each of you give me a nature check?
Including me.
Nature.
Nature.
No,
You
not the
can tell it's an
unconscious
accident.
guy.
Exact
Okay, wait,
same roll.
Oh, can I roll
Wow.
for it? Can I roll for it? And if I do it well, can you tell me like behind the scenes what it is?
Yeah.
That way, like,
You roll for it, and I'll send
like
you a.
unconsciously trapped in my
yeah.
brain. I'm like, oh no, it's a direwolf. So
Yeah. Give me a Discord message.
Werewolves.
Question: is animal handling an option here?
It's not. No.
Oh,
You're
okay.
not
I
a-
guess I'll just use my plus
Animal-
one.
Animal handling is for handling animals.
I just rolled with my +3. Oh, come
I guess
Okay.
it's fine.
I guess it's
Oh yeah.
fine.
Now you think it's okay? All right.
Yeah.
We're looking for what again? Nature.
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 Oh wait, then never mind. They already rolled well. Go
No.
ahead.
You can see if you crit.
Crit.
If you crit, I'll give you exactly what it is.
Albert, what are you drinking?
Oh, this is a mixture of salted caramel. Oh.
That's about as
Hey,
well as
I-
Beatree probably
I
actually
know.
is able to do while unconscious.
This
The
is a
wolves in
mixture
my dreams.
of salted
right.
caramel and vanilla whiskey.
Oh,
Ooh.
Albert, don't say that.
Petrie, you have dreams of being chased.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, dreams of being chased by wolves.
Yeah.
I'm having a mead, a peanut butter and jelly mead
What?
called
Nice.
Pearl Jamwich.
That sounds
So-
amazing.
Have some non-alcoholic wine, so you know I'm
yeah.
superior.
Hey.
I have coffee because I'm broken.
Oh, oh.
It's iced coffee though because it's a warm day. All right. So, Saelihn, it is. At first, you think that they are closer than you would have hoped for, because of the kind of loudness of them. But you listen to them continue, and you realize that it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. And column B is that they are not regularly sized wolves. They must be much larger in size because the depth and kind of base of their howls is so much more marked and distinct than you're used to. They are both closer than you would want them to be and larger than you would want them to be. And one of them almost doesn't sound like a wolf at all.
Werewolf? I would like to propose that we climb up a tree.
Oh, yeah, can someone kick my limp corpse up a tree?
It will be hard. It will be there. You will have disadvantage to bring them up
Can
the tree,
I use
but yes,
Mage
you can
Hand
try.
to lift my 1 pound companion up the tree?
Well, I do weigh 2 pounds.
Oh, wait.
No.
I have something for this.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I cast Tensor's Magic Disc. That means I can carry up to a weight of 500 pounds, and it moves with me.
Oh, my
Okay.
Lanta.
So you set him on Tensor. So you summon Tensor's floating, put him on it, with Saelin's help, and go ahead and start climbing a tree. Both of you go ahead. Just give me quick athletics checks.
Oh no. Oh no.
Two.
Woo! Crit, baby!
All right. Yeah, you guys both scramble up there. Heading to the. I'll say with that 21, that nat 20. Trel, first of all, remember to give someone else a point of inspiration.
I give it to Petrie, the poor unconscious bird.
Oh,
Cool.
dang.
And you guys managed to head, not directly to the part of the, clearing that the wolves seem to be coming from. So you guys head to kind of a different part of the clearing, scramble up some trees, and the first hour ends, and the second hour begins. Though you know that they'll be at the clearing in probably less than another hour.
Oh no. What?
We should have dug down.
So, in the second hour, the howling continues and gets louder and louder, and seems to be coming from the very edge of the clearing. When suddenly, you notice the white raven takes to the sky, and at the same time, you hear a yelp of a wolf from the trees, followed by the sounds of some commotion. You watch as the white raven takes off, kind of circles once the commotion sounds begin, and the white raven seems to dive down into that same, area where the commotion is coming from.
Remind me the White Raven.
It's a raven that is white and seems to have been, like, by all accounts, no, seriously, that's all there seems to be about it right now, but it did seem to be watching you all earlier.
Some intelligence behind this white raven.
And it did not move with the rest of the ravens, the ones that kind of took off and then split either, further off into the woods or to come join your swarm.
So it went. How far did it go?
You actually watch it, like, takes up, goes up just over the tree line, and then actually circles back and goes in from the clearing side, like kind of comes in, dives into the clearing, and seems to almost horizontally go into the tree line.
And you said that motion ensues, but does it sound like there's fighting? Or
go ahead, give me a perception or investigation check, or maybe even an insight here.
Can I give an insight?
Sure. 16 perception.
Oh,
no. Natty 1.
Wow.
Right
16
after my
perception. Yeah. Saelihn, it sounds like a scuffle. Like, it doesn't sound like a, it doesn't sound like a fight in the sense that it doesn't sound like people fighting. But it is possible that there is a person attempting to combat these wolves.
This is not good for them.
Trel's like, no. We can't go down there. There's a bunch of hungry wolves and potentially some supernatural wolves down there.
Tree goes.
This is correct.
I think we leave Petrie in the tree and go help.
The disc...
Hey, that would work.
What is
With
each
my
of
people,
your...
technically.
I think the disc might have to stay with Trel, but in theory... I mean, what are y'all's stealths? Like, is it possible Saelihn could go scout?
I could stealth,
Flash me
yeah.
to a tree easily.
My stealth is surprisingly high. Because my
Interesting.
dex is so high.
It's up to you guys.
Let's try to sneak.
Oh,
Lash me to a
Sneaky
tree.
beaky.
I'm gonna
So,
sneak.
what are you doing with Petrie and Petrie's body?
And
Before
lash
you...
me to a tree.
The disc doesn't necessarily have to follow me. It can stay within 30 feet of me.
That's pretty much fun. If you're going into combat, that's in range.
Okay.
Can't we just, like,
Lash me
sling
to
him
the
over a...
tree.
Yeah, just, like,
you could,
rope
yeah,
him
you
up?
could leave him up in the tree, alone.
I
You could just leave his body behind, sure.
I dispel Tensor's disc and make some leaves in a pile for him for a bed.
A little nest.
A little nest, and I place
Okay.
him there.
And
Will you cover me in leaves too, so I'm hidden?
Yeah. I'll put
Yeah,
some
thanks.
leaves over it.
and just to say it out loud, neither of you is going to stay with his unconscious form.
Neither of us are gonna... Wait a second.
Oh, that's fine. Just make sure I'm hidden. Why am I on a tree?
I'll stay because I can carry him and run.
Actually,
if
I
we need.
hate to say this, you already rolled your stealth,
Okay.
so you can't stay.
Okay,
Oh, no.
fine.
I haven't rolled my stealth yet. I will nurse the baby bird back to health.
Okay.
Wait.
So you guys
Hungry.
make a series of decisions that ultimately end up with Saelihn deciding to go scout it out, and Trel deciding, perhaps because he did not himself hear the fighting and doesn't know the the full situation, and also because maybe he doesn't actually want to dispel Tensor's floating disc. He stays up there with Petrie. So.
I sit on the disc next to Peachtree.
Start kicking your feet.
Yeah.
Talk at me. I won't
Saelihn, you kind of slide down the tree, head to where you watch the white raven go into the trees, and you have to go in it's not far, in the sense that if you guys had been in the clearing, and this had happened, or this had not happened, the wolves would already be upon you. You see 3 dire wolves on the ground, bleeding out. You see a werewolf in kind of mid, standing at not quite full height, but standing kind of at height, fighting a woman in a kind of full kind of leather combat armor, like classic leather armor. I'm going to drop 2 images in our Discord chat. of what she looks like.
I'll pull it up.
She is kind of framed in silhouette in the in the in the woods here. That second one is the more important one. It's the one I'm going to use for her token going forward. But you see, she is in the middle of fighting a werewolf, and does not seem to be having any particular trouble with it. But it is still up when you arrive. You see, as you kind of walk in, you do not. She notices you, is what I'll say. You are not stealthy enough that you get in there unseen. But she takes a look. She glances over at you. When she does, the werewolf kind of swipes at her, and she takes a kind of passing passing blow from it. And what do you do? You see, she kind of turns back to the fight. She's and turns back to the fight. She has a silver spear that she is kind of wielding with two hands. She appears to be human. If you haven't looked at the image or just listening, she is pale of face and skin, dark hair, has high collar leather outfit on, and seems to be wielding the spear kind of both like a spear but also like a staff, kind of twirling it around to block blows from the werewolf as it's swinging at her. And each time it hits, you see it is wincing, but it is still it's conscious, and it is fighting her. Are you going to step in and intervene in any way, or are you just going to watch this play out?
Can I ask her if she wants help?
How do you do this? You just
I'll draw my bow.
And
aim it at the werewolf and ask her if she wants help.
You hear she's still sucking in the breath from where she got swiped at that last time. She goes, "I'm not going to turn it down. No."
I'll fire.
Okay. Cool. Let me go ahead and pull up some werewolf stuff. Go ahead and roll to see if you hit.
Hey.
Okay. 16. 16 are using normal arrows or no?
I'll use one of my silver bolts.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to put a werewolf on the map just so I can track where it's at. Okay. You use one of your silver arrows. Go ahead and 16 hits. All right, not bad. 5 piercing, and then does your swarm do anything?
Ooh, yeah, you have a swarm.
Yes. I will. How you said she has a lance?
Yeah, she seems to have. It looks like a spear, but with a longer blade portion.
But it has reach.
Yeah, it would seem to. I'm gonna put the wolf actually where you guys can see him.
I'll try to knock it back away from her.
Okay. So how does that work?
They have to succeed on a strength saving throw against my spell save DC, which is 12.
Okay, so he's gonna make a strength saving throw here. That is a. Oh gosh, I need to reroll that without advantage. You know what? Actually, we're gonna take the first, so it only gets a 10, and that fails, so it gets pushed back. Good 10, 15 feet.
15 feet, yeah.
15 feet. Okay. So you see your swarm of ravens kind of pushing it back. You see the white raven is, shocker, I'm sure, in this mess as well. Kind of begins crowing and cawing at it, and joins the swarm for a moment. Pushes back into it. She steps up and she's going to take attacks on it as well. It's So she is going to swing two-handed. And hits on you see she swings at it and actually cuts into it 3 good times. It's like slashes it once, it gets forced back, she kind of steps up again, slashes at one of its legs, and it's like you see it, she pierces one of its legs, and it actually like goes down hard, and then she pulls it back out, twirls her spear around, and just like stabs it through the neck. And you hear it kind of like gurgles on its own blood as it dies.
I'll go over and collect my silver bolt. And
So as a reminder, the way the silver weapons work is that for your silver arrows, when you use one, it has been used. It's no longer got the silver. So you could collect it for the purpose of not having to ammo, but it is no longer tracked as a silver weapon.
Okay. I'll ask her if she's okay.
Yeah, you see she puts the hard end of the spear into the ground, looks at it for a second, then turns, looks at you. When you asked her, she seems a bit surprised and said, "What? Oh, yeah, the glancing. Yeah, that I'm fine. Don't worry about." See, she puts her hand on the bleeding wound, like, "Oh, right, I'm bleeding." Well, I'm fine. And then looks at you. Appreciate the assist, but woods are dangerous at night. You shouldn't be traveling. Or you should be traveling. You shouldn't be out in the open.
Oh, believe me, we were traveling. And she basically explains that she and her 2 companions were separated from the caravan they were traveling with.
See, when you explain that, she kind of like nods a lot. Says, brought by Vistani were...
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit, Ryan.
Brought by the Vistani, were you?
Yes. You know of them?
You could say I'm familiar. Here. Take this. And you see she pulls from her pocket a small vial of liquid and like tosses it over to you. And you see it's a potion of healing.
Ooh.
There's a town.
Oh no.
There's a town not far from here. Like I said, it's not safe outside the boundaries of civilization, especially at night. Take this. Get somewhere safe.
And what's your name? Who are you?
You can call me... You see, she seems like she's thinking about it herself. You can call me Van Richten.
Well, lovely to meet you. Are you also going to the town? Because we could definitely use a guide.
No, I've got other business tonight. But if we meet again, perhaps I'll give you my full name. And then she points at the werewolf and says, there's something on him. A note of some sort, it looked like. Also, you'll want this. And she tosses you something. Go ahead, give me a Dex saving throw.
Oh
no.
Okay.
You should be good at that. 11. So you kind of catch... You have to, like, look at it to catch it. It's like one of those situations. You look at it to catch it, and find that she has tossed you a sheathed silver dagger, in the pommel of which there is a feather crest. And when you have to look at it to catch it, and when you look back up, she is gone.
A feathered... What again? I'm sorry.
A silver feather in the pommel of the dagger.
Can we say this lady looks like Eileen the Crow?
She has it. It does look almost like her coat has feathers on it, though it looks more like it's feathered rather than like she's injured any
I
birds.
feel like I'm out of the loop here with all the bird references going on.
There's a lot of bird for.
Oh, there's
for
a lot of
Trel
bird.
not having any bird stuff going on.
None whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's just a
Eileen the Crow
feather.
is from Eileen the Crow is from Bloodborne. She is like a little helper character, or she can turn on you. She's like one of the coolest characters in Bloodborne.
So yeah, similar sort of vibes, but definitely. I'll tell you, when I was looking for image reference, unfortunately, Eileen the Crow was very close to a lot of what I was looking for. So
we're not going to judge you for using that.
I didn't, but yeah.
You said it's just a feather, or it's like a crest?
It is a silver dagger with a silver feather crest.
Do I recognize the feather crest?
Go ahead, give me a history check. How is your knowledge on esoteric occult lore? Saelihn.
I think she'd have a general basic knowledge from her travels.
Okay. This is one of those you kind of immediately recognize it as being some sort of it's something that marks an association with a faction. Like it doesn't appear to be a religious symbol. It doesn't appear to be like a house. It looks like it is something that is, the people who are part of X
Order of Gauntlet
carry this, right? Like an Order of the Gauntlet, but it is a raven's feather.
Dagger. Okay. I'll go back to the others. How do I add a silver? What should a silver dagger be?
The others.
I can add it to your character.
Okay.
She did also point out, in case it.
Right. There was
Okay.
something on the werewolf.
Yes.
What was her name again? Sorry, one more time.
She said, "You can call me Van Richten."
Van Richten.
And I don't think she said. Did she say anything else about her name?
She said, "I'll tell you the rest if we meet again."
Yes, that's right. She said, I'll tell you my. She either said rest or first name when we meet again. Her first name is not Van. In fact, you get the sense it's like a. Hold on. Let me edit it in our group chat. But it's low. There's a lowercase to that V.
Like Van Helsing.
like a Van Helsing. I added a dagger. Put silver. There you go. So yes, you pick up this letter, or this piece of paper. You open it up. Looks to be a letter. Do you want to read it now, or do you want to get back to it?
I'll wait until I get back to the others. Is there anything that I might collect from the bodies of the dire wolves, like teeth or?
Yeah, you want to take their pelts.
Yeah,
it's going to take
pelts.
A solid 30 minutes to skin these wolves. 30 minutes for each wolf, or
Yeah, I'm just sleeping.
Yeah, he's just sleeping. No, there's nothing on these bodies.
Can I just drag one back with me?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if we're gonna sit here for hours, I might as well
Carve into an animal, right?
Well, I mean, it's meat and
Okay.
Well,
You can sell the pelt.
Yeah,
Are you gonna
Mm.
sit? Are you gonna
Neat.
sit here for out? Well, okay. You drag the body. Trel, you watch after this all happens in the span of 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And then you watch as Saelihn emerges from the trees, dragging the body of a dire wolf, which I should, give you guys a good idea here, is roughly the size of a small horse or a pony.
Oh, quite large.
Yeah, absolutely massive.
And she effectively drags this thing?
It's going to take her a while.
Okay.
With effort.
Yeah.
She's got a good old glisten going on after.
Trel sees this happening and his eyes go wide and he's like, wow, she killed that thing by herself?
And in fact, I'll give you this. It takes a good, 10, 15 minutes to drag it from one end of the clearing back to the tree you guys are hanging out in. By the time she gets back, you hear distant howling begins.
Oh, no.
Well, that's inconvenient after all that work. She dusts her hands off and climbs back up the tree.
Okay.
And then the letter. Or I'll explain what happened, and then I'll pull out the letter.
Okay. So the letter. Let me play your handouts. Of course it's not. Okay. Yeah, you find this letter, and the letter reads as follows. Any second now. Here we go. Hail to thee of might and... Actually, you know what? I'm going to share it with you guys. Why don't you guys read it?
Oh, there you go.
If you scroll down, it's in regular text. Yeah, I don't get enough for your voice today.
I get reader's anxiety, so somebody else can do it.
Okay.
I immediately become illiterate, so...
Okay.
Which is like a... Van Helsing-like. Barovian. Hail to thee of might and valor.
Perfect.
That type of...
Do it.
You can just read it out loud in a regular...
I want you to read it like that. That sounds good.
I, lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. Plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Irina Kolyana, I guess, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wounds, and I would have her saved from this menace. There's much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine. Ulyan
Indirovich.
Kolyan Indirovich.
Burgomaster. What's a Burgo? And why is he a master of it?
That's a Burgomaster.
Are you just making a goof here? Or
No, I have no idea what a Burgomaster
I've never heard of a
is.
Burgomaster.
No. I'm okay. I just wanted to check. None of you guys watched the movie about Santa Claus turning into Santa Claus?
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
A burgomaster is the mayor of a kind of Eastern European town.
Okay.
It's derived from the Germanic language. It's something similar to not just a
we call
mayor.
them Burgermeister. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, a burgermeister is kind of the fucked up way to say it, or possibly just the anglicization of it.
Got it.
Burgermaster.
No, hold on. No, that's the plain German, I guess. Well, now eggs on my face. All right. So yeah, it's from the Burgermaster. Promising riches.
Burgermaster. So, Irina, could she have been this werewolf, or could this have been someone who pursued her and could potentially have turned into a werewolf? I do not know. This is all so confusing. I feel like lycanthropy is such tall tale nowadays that it's not quite heard of. And anyway, so Trel keeps ranting off like that as he's trying to make sense of the whole situation.
Saelihn goes back into her trance as he's doing this.
Hands flailing in the air as he's saying these.
Okay, the howling.
Gets louder?
Sorry, I was gonna say you're just going back into your trance.
No, just while he's talking, she's just not.
Okay.
She's just not listening.
So he rambles for like a good 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Or
But-
something.
We should listen to what Van Richten said and try to get to the nearest town.
Yes, quite right. And I start down the tree.
Okay.
We go.
All right. So how are you transporting Petrie?
On the Tensor's magic disc.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna type you
Floating
something
bird
real
body
quick.
on a disc.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys scramble down the tree, load or Petrie still on Tensor's
Oh
floating
yes.
disc.
I'll give our bird friend a potion of healing.
Thank God.
Okay.
You've just been there.
I completely forgot that it was given to me.
Say, you're like, oh wait, goth girl, hold on.
I mean,
And then-
yeah. There was a pretty face that was put in front of me, and I completely forgot.
It's just very distracting. But yeah, so you guys get down the tree, and then you're like, hold on, wait a minute, there's another thing, and then you pour the potion down Petrie's throat. Petrie, you're gonna take what is your con modifier? 2. So you are back up to 10 HP.
Hey!
Like it.
So you wake up. It's the middle of the night. There's distant howling, which you thought was just from your dreams, but turns out to be true to reality. You're laying down on some sort of magical platform, and Saelihn and Trel are both just looming over you.
Hey guys.
Now, as I go over to like sort of stabilize him so he's not moving too much. You just sit there and enjoy the ride. We will.
I had the weirdest dream.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
There was a light. There were shadows all around me.
All around me are familiar things.
I tap on him and I go, there. It's okay now. See, you're flying like a bird should. We're just going to it. We're going to the town, and everything will be all right.
I think I can beat the shit out of shadows now.
What? Beat the shit out of shadows?
He just kind of zones out.
I'll take his little bird hand and lead him along.
Yeah. So you guys begin to head out into the.
But you're leading him along while he's floating on the disc?
I'm still on the disc.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I figured he was walking, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. All this happens. So you guys head off into the fog, and the road continues on. Though the fog is definitely dense. It's not as just choking as it was when you guys kind of first began to head into it and ended up at the death house. Like, it does seem to be much less
Natural.
it's more natural here in that sense. Like, it seems to be like it's pressing in around you, but it's not, so much that you can't see the road 5 feet in front of you. You can see the road kind of stretches on. You are able to follow the road without any significant problem. And the trees are like thick for a while and then kind of begin to, clear up a bit so that you're able to like walk through without any, you're able to get through it without fear of getting lost in the woods, in the sense that you're able to follow it, I should say.
Has this been more than an hour?
Not quite more than an hour. As you guys are walking, you see that black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy way. Giant trees loom on both sides of the roads, their branches clawing at the mist. And in the distance, you can see there seems to be some sort of superstructure in front of you. From the clearing that you left, you estimate that by the time it has been an hour, you'll be at whatever that superstructure thing is.
Okay. I guess we're heading towards it, right? Like, there's no...
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any other... There's no branching paths here. It seems like a pretty straight shot to whatever that thing in the distance is.
Okay.
I mean, let's go to that thing.
Yeah.
All right.
As we get there, the floating disc dissipates.
I don't know why.
And Petrie falls right on his ass. 10 HP.
Ah!
And goes unconscious.
No! I said,
It's tragic.
I forewarned Petrie and said, the disc will disappear here in just a moment, my friend. You may want to disembark.
Why?
Is this all I have? This is all the potential for the spell, you see?
How high up off the ground is it?
Like less than 5 feet, like 3 feet.
I will, Petrie will stand and T-pose. And just say, do it.
Let me see how far off the feet it is. Off the floor it is. 3 feet. No.
Do it.
This is dumb.
Cancel it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
gone.
Alright, it's gone now.
I fall.
Okay. You fall.
Okay.
And you guys continue on your way. Arriving at whatever this thing is.
Whatever it is.
Yep. So you arrive. There we go. And see the fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses looming gray in the fog. High iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars, and 2 headless statues of armed guardians flank this tremendous gate, their heads now lying among at their feet. They greet you only with silence.
Looks very Elden Ring.
Elden Ring looks very Curse of Strahd.
Oh.
Is the gate open?
As you approach, the gates screech open on rusty hinges, as though they were waiting for you.
Oh.
Do I see...
Long
Is there
time.
anybody there operating the gate that I can see?
Albert, you tell me what you think.
No.
You're right. There is not.
Well, I mean, we need to go in because there's wolvies.
Wolfies.
Yeah, you do kind of note that as long as you're moving, the wolves don't seem to get too close. As long as you're moving, the wolves keep their distance. Though you don't know if that's because you're staying on the road, if it's because you're moving, or what. But in any case, as long as you guys are moving, you're fine right now. And you head through the gate. As soon as the last of you is through the gate, it screeches again and shuts behind you with a bit of sound, leaving you on a road with tall, towering trees whose tops are lost in heavy gray mist. block out all but a death ray light, pale from the moon high above. The tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave, yet exude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. If you could ever tell whether it's something I wrote or something pre-written for this adventure, it's pretty subtle. So you guys continue on into this new space, and it feels different here. It feels as though you have passed through a veil. There is a chill in the air, and the howling of the wolves continues unabated, but sounds like it is coming from in front of you now rather than behind.
Oh no.
But it sounds distant.
What?
And as you are walking, Saelihn, you catch the scent of death on the air. It smells as though something has died just off of the road.
Nearby or like up ahead?
Yeah, like just a little bit up ahead, but like nearby. Like you
alert-
see, there's like 2 or 3 trees that seem to have a bit of space between them. You estimate it, again, imprecise because it's just a smell, but you would guess probably up around there.
I'll relay this information. And then I guess go check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Saelihn, you approach, following this scent.
Should we roll for stealth? Just in case?
If you want to try to approach stealthily,
Sure,
you
if you'd like that.
I would like that.
Let's do it.
All right, go for it. Yeah.
Hey. You guys rolled great.
Yeah. Trell's like, should we be quiet? Saying very loudly, as you guys are kind of like crouching down and heading over things. And it turns out that the fear is perhaps a little unnecessary in this instance, as the foul scent leads you to a human corpse, half buried in the underbrush, about 15 feet off the road. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn and raked with marks. You see crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by large paw prints. The man has likely been dead for several days, but he holds a crumpled and an empty envelope in one hand.
I'll take it.
Okay. You take the envelope, kind of examine it in your hands, and you see that it is, as I mentioned, it's empty. It looks like it was like torn. The envelope itself was torn open. And there's a seal that is like still on. It was broken in such a way that the seal is intact because it was just like top of it was ripped open. So you do see that the seal has a. Hold on, let me go check real quick. The seal has a large bee set in wax.
Like the letter B or a picture of a bee?
Like the letter B, as in Burgomaster.
Could there be a connection with
Could the empty envelope and the unenveloped letter potentially be connected in some way?
No,
No.
not possible.
Wow.
Quick side question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this man very dead, or is he have a chance of transforming?
You can roll a medicine check. It seems that he's been dead for a while. And looking at if you look at the letter again, it might potentially have been his letter.
Okay.
You see the letter is dated back about a week ago.
Okay, so he's quite dead at this point.
He's dead.
Yeah. Like I said, you can make a medicine check to, percent confirm, but this is a corpse. This is not like a, man lying on the side of the road. Trel.
Hey, corpses come back to life here too.
I was gonna say, Trel, you think he's probably dead, but you don't know if that's, enough.
Enough. I'm gonna cast Firebolt on his body just to burnt to a crisp.
Oh no! Okay, yeah, you roast this corpse.
I say, you never can be too sure nowadays.
We're gonna get back to town and we're like, have you seen Johnny?
He was napping in the bushes.
Yeah, you hear a screaming.
That's all he cared about.
I'm on fire! No! It's too late for my body! No, so you burn this poor man alive, and...
oh, no.
Oh, no. He's dead, don't worry.
Okay.
Fine. It's fine. So, you continue on past this corpse on the side of the road, heading down the road. Now you've passed through this gate, and in the distance you see tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestone. The tall shapes in the distance become recognizable as village dwellings. You see, not far from you, a village.
Ooh.
We do like villages, given our situation.
The almost dead bird with us.
And an almost dead bird with you. So I imagine you got, without hesitation and without any sort of self-preservation,
Sprint the village, yeah.
To the village. All right.
Petrie sprint.
No, not quite.
No.
Interesting.
Hobbles. Perfect.
Does the village look like it has people, or does it look run down?
From a distance, it's funny you should ask it that way. It doesn't look run down, but you also don't see people. Now, part of that is possibly the fact that it's night. But where you would expect, light, where you would expect, lights coming out of different homes, you instead see just darkness. The windows of each house, stare out at you from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for a distant, mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets.
Oh.
Someone found my mixtape.
Someone found your mixtape?
Does it sound like a person?
It does sound like a person is crying in the distance, yes. And as you're kind of trying to figure out how to make this decision, whether or not this is super safe, it does begin to drizzle.
Oh.
Look, I would rather go towards it than away. Can we just go?
What? Which way? What did you say? Yes. What? Yes, my companion.
It seems like a large pop. It seems like if there are people here, it's probably a large enough population.
I think Trel would say that we should probably, my friends, we should probably attempt to find some form of rest. Shall we head to the closest inn?
Yes.
Sure.
Petrie is on board.
All right.
But let's not let's keep our guards up.
Not on board Tensor's floating disc anymore, but just on board.
No, I wish. On board with the plan. Petrie is not paying attention. He's trying to find shelter.
Yeah, I'm gonna move you guys to the new map, to the village map. But
okay.
I'm gonna show you guys where you're entering in from, but not. You guys don't have to worry about moving yourselves around the map because it is probably a bit of a hassle.
Oh.
So unless you guys split up, I'm going to say, we're assuming you guys are together as well.
Okay.
So you see there's this main road here that cuts through the village, and, seems to split right away. There is, once you're this close, and as the rain begins, you do see that there is a light coming from or there seems to be a little bit of light pouring into this crossroads, kind of just, kind of on the other side of the village, but like down the way. So it's still on the main road, but a good distance down.
The wailing is coming from?
The wailing is coming from the same general direction. Like, definitely the wailing is this side of the village, not this side of the village. So the far side of the village, rather than near to you guys.
Okay.
Though, it's hard to discern whether it's coming from... It's hard to tell where exactly it's coming from.
I guess let's just
Towards the
walk
light?
towards the
Walk down.
light, but see if
Yeah,
we
towards
find
the
an
light.
inn on the way.
Okay. So as you guys walk down this main street, just a little bit, you don't see any of these houses appear to be inns. Though, some of them... Saelihn, you've got the highest passive perception notice. As you're walking past one of these houses, you see like a gray-faced adult, woman of some like medium build, kind of like leans almost out the window as she kind of like turns from something inside the house to watch you guys all pass, but just stares at you with dead eyes. Another house you see up on the second story. There's like a young child who like sticks their head out the window of the house, and like the rain begins to pour down, dripping from their face, but they don't look, up the rain. They don't seem to be disturbed by it at all. They just
Tim
watch
Burton's
as you guys go.
Yeah, this sounds like it.
It's possible. I don't want to sell the man short, but it's possibly too creepy for Timber.
Oh, okay.
But you guys arrive kind of to this crossroads, and this building here is about 60 square feet, and a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square here. Its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Oh, love it.
Can I see if I can make, or is it even possible? You can tell me, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
No. Is it possible to see what's afflicting these people?
Yeah, give me a religion check.
Oh, a religion. Okay. 18.
No.
You said the Mondays?
You said no?
No.
Something is off with them, but you can't, you don't have enough experience.
What
Okay.
about
To
a
be
medicine
able to say.
check?
No, a medicine check would, again, something is wrong with them, but it's not. It's representing.
Sorry,
It's
you cut
representing physically, but it is not a physical ailment.
out. Oh, okay.
So no medicine check would help.
Strange, but a religion check would have. Okay.
You could
Can I
make a
also roll
medicine
religion?
check. Sure.
I'm not good at it, but
Okay.
Nat 20, baby. Nat 20.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Oh.
Yeah, something
not
is
it.
wrong with these people.
Hey, something's wrong with these people.
A
Can I do
medicine.
it?
Sure, buddy.
Nat 20.
Let's
Nat
do
20.
this right.
You could use your advantage on this.
Oh, that's almost as high as I rolled.
Yeah, something is definitely wrong with them. Probably, based on the fact that it's religion, I'll say, you guys get the sense that there's possibly something of some sort of supernatural variety with them here. A medicine check could tell you, I don't want to say it could give you symptoms, but it wouldn't get you any closer to what's actually wrong with them.
Got it.
Blood Vine Tavern, you said?
Yeah, do you take a look at that? Sign it, a little bit.
Yeah, sounds a bit Spooky.
Yeah,
Sounds
you
like
take
a tavern.
you
and
take a
I-
look. You take a look at the sign again, and see that the N has been, or see that the. How does this read? You see that originally it read "blood of the vine," as though that grapes are the blood of a vine. It kind of still a stretch, but someone has since scratched the F out and replaced it with an N to say instead "blood on the vine."
So, like, vampire? Question mark?
Question mark indeed. Yeah, and you can see like it's not in super great condition either. There's clearly a light on in there. There's glass windows. You can see there's a light coming through the glass windows. The doors don't sit perfectly in their frames, so you can see that the light. That's part of why the light is spilling out into the streets. The door is not a perfect fit in the frame anymore. But again, I mentioned it's cold and raining out here. There is obviously fire of some sort in there, and even just standing near the door, there is like if you put your hand on the door, it's a little bit warmer, clearly inside than out.
Please, guys. I'm begging you.
Yeah, let's go in.
Let's go in.
I think, Trel will walk Peachtree into the door.
Okay.
I want a drink.
So you guys, you
Give him a sippy
sorry?
cup.
Oh, so you guys.
Usual.
A sugar. Sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say,
Say your joke.
a hummingbird feeder.
Yeah.
A little, like, one of those hamster.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah, how do the birds come in with you, or do they like kind of flock up around and wait?
Yeah, they'll, like, maybe, like, the largest one will come and, like, perch on her shoulder, but, like, the rest will, like, cover the, like, what the fuck are they called?
The sills, the window, the sills, and the roofing.
The shutters.
What is it called?
The shutters
Shutter.
and the, like, roof line and stuff.
Sure. The gutters and the
Yeah.
shingles. No.
And the parts of a roof that I know
Yes.
words for.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm
Fascia?
trying to think of. I think there's. Hold on. Before I say a thing that you guys are
Flashing.
definitely gonna laugh at.
Flashing. There we go.
Flashing spark, yeah.
That's not what it's calling. Okay. So they gather all up around on top of the building.
Speaking of which, Trel
Okay.
wants to see if he can still see the white raven.
No, you have not seen the white raven since it dove into the tree line.
Since we
the last
saw
time,
Van Richten, you mean?
since Saelihn saw the woman calling herself Van Richten,
Oh, I'm sorry.
nobody has seen
I
the
did
white
not-
raven.
I did not see it. Right.
That's right. So that the last time you saw it went into the tree. Last time you know it was seen by someone is when it was with Van Richten. And when she disappeared, the raven was also gone. But yeah, you walk in immediately, warmer, drier, nicer in every sense of the word here. But not necessarily more inviting. You see that there is a blazing fire in the hearth, which gives kind of a scant warmth to the few huddled souls in this building. There is a long bar on one end with a barkeep standing behind it. Off to one side, 3 Vishtani are sitting together and seem playing a game of cards. And in the corner, there appears to be a man, kind of well-dressed, a little bit warmer skin color than some of the pale-faced people you guys saw, though not quite as dark in tone as the Vistani. Seems to be sitting in the corner, drinking alone.
And nobody from the caravan is here?
No, you see that the Vistani here are not any
You cut out completely.
Or
You
not
said-
any what?
Yeah.
are not. You see the Vistani here are not any of the ones you recognize.
Okay.
Well, you guys are leading, so I'll just follow behind wherever you guys go.
Okay. I go to the probably to the proprietor or whoever's
Okay.
behind the bar, and
Yeah,
I go.
you see.
Sorry,
He's
continue.
a pudgy looking man. He is cleaning glasses as you approach. He picks one up, kind of wipes it down with a rag. Sets it down, picks up the next one without looking at it, cleans it with the rag without cleaning the rag between the two, sets it down, goes on to the next one as you approach.
Greetings, my good man. We require a room for the night. Do you have anything available?
You see, he kind of looks up at you. His eyes, not milky, not blind, but there doesn't seem to be a lot going on there. You don't need an
Seems
insight
vacant.
check. Yeah, he seems a little vacant. He says, we got wine. One glass is 1 copper. A pitcher is 1 silver.
That's great, my friend. A room, my friend. A room or a place to rest our weary bones.
Welcome to Blood on the Vine Tavern. We've got wine. And he continues to kind of clean.
Petrie will say, "Aye, thanks, beer," and motion to Trel. Just be like, "Just go find us a room, man."
Trel looks at Petrie and nods and just like. I think is there like stairs up behind the bar
No,
or anything?
There are
like
not.
That? Is there any
It's
rooms?
a single story.
It's just this room.
Is there any
It-
One
rooms?
big room,
It
It's
appears
just a
that there's
tavern.
probably a kitchen behind him. Yeah, it's just a tavern. It's not an inn
but
and
it's
tavern.
literally just a tavern. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we're fucked.
How do
Can we sit
rest?
here for like 8 hours? Do you mind?
Yeah. Do you mind if we just beer and wine it for 8 hours here?
How
Is ordering a problem here?
how loud are
Not.
you guys being when you're asking?
No.
this?
I look around. After Petrie tells me to just go find a room, I look around and I see that it's just like basically a room with a kitchen, and I say,
Yeah, it's the whole building looks to be about 60 feet square.
okay.
Oh wow.
And I say, well, I look at the man and I go, I guess we shall just occupy. And then is there a table in a corner somewhere?
Yeah, there's 4 open tables on the floor. There are 2 corner booths. One of them has the guy by himself, and there's a 5th table on the floor, which has a group of 3 Vishtani who are playing cards.
Are they all human?
Yep, everyone in here is human.
Yeah. So we'll just make ourselves. I just point towards the table and I say, I guess if you are all right with it, my good man, we shall just make ourselves at home one of your fine tables.
Are you buying wine?
Certainly, my feathered friend here
Here.
certainly is.
1 copper for a glass of wine, 1 silver for a pitcher.
What say you, Mr. Petrie? Shall we make a night of it and get a pitcher?
Oh yeah, I'll toss over a silver for a pitcher of wine.
Okay. He pours a pit. You see, he picks up it looks like it might have been a vase. Picks up a vase and opens a bottle of wine and just pours the wine into it, and then hands you the vase and 3 of the glasses that he quote unquote cleaned.
I look at him, while he's doing all this, I go, for a man so strangely obsessed with only beer and wine, you do
Just wine, actually.
wine. You do quite an amazing job of serving these fine drinks. Waiting for a response.
None is given. He sets the vase down in front of you and then 3 glass. 1 silver.
I'm gonna hold out a silver. To it.
Okay. He takes it.
I'm gonna hold
puts
on.
it in his. So he grabs it and like pulls on it and then like looks at you and you see like just the vaguest like the very very trace amount of confusion on his face. 1 silver for the pitcher of wine.
I'll let go of the coin and just kind of slowly back away.
He pulls the coin back and puts it in his apron and then looks up at you. For a second, you think he's going to say something. And then he goes back to cleaning the other glasses in front of him.
I wanna grill this mute tavern keeper a little bit more.
Yeah, same.
So I while Petrie grabs the flask.
There are also seats at the bar if you're going to stay here at the.
No, we're gonna sit at a table. I'm just grilling this guy to see what kind of. So I look at him. So tell me, my good man, do you all get a lot of visitors here in this fine town of yours?
He looks up at you, looks down. Glass of wine costs 1 copper, and a pitcher costs 1 silver.
I've got nothing else. Go for it, Peter.
Okay. Honestly, I was gonna say I was gonna like just push the guy, kind of, but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
It's like just kind of like nudging a mannequin, not
right.
anything serious. But I think that we need to grab our pitcher of wine. You guys want to do the Vishtani or talk to the loner or split up? Do both.
I'm fine with splitting up. Yeah, I would happily talk to the loner or the Vishtani.
I'll go and talk to the Vishtani.
Okay. I'll head over to the loner.
Why are we talking to people? Why do we have to talk to people?
Just to find out what's... I want to find out what's happening with all the people in the town.
Like, this is the only sign of life we've seen.
Yeah, but I thought...
Cards, the only thing we've seen that's been anything more than just, like, staring into a wall.
I thought the whole thing was getting a table to rest.
We'll have time for both.
Look, our characters don't have to be introverted like we are.
No, I was just confused because we went into this being like, oh, look, there's a table that we could rest at. Now let's go talk to people.
Talk to people.
I'll say this: you're better off looking for somewhere to actually rest for the night. That's not at a tavern table.
Okay. Well, I guess we can just bounce.
Well, I want to talk to people.
Oh, yeah, go. Let's go do it. Let's go.
So you said you were going to the group. I'm gonna go to the loner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just sit and watch both happening, so I can just like watch expressions and
got
such?
the picture of beer.
I want to pour a beer into the one of the cups.
It's wine, by
Sorry,
the way.
wine.
It's like a deep red wine.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't
you
it?
Sure
be
you want to
Dracula's
drink
castle? That? I said, as Saelihn asked me, I goes, "Oh, it's not for me. It's a peace offering, a leaf. What do they call it? A fig leaf? No. What is the
Palm leaf?
what is it?
No, it's
Palm.
Wait. What is it? It's a. It might be a palm leaf, actually.
Palm frond.
It's a yeah. What are they? Yeah, it's whatever. It's a offering to this other person that I'm going towards.
It's the olive branch.
Olive
is
branch.
What you're looking for.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
The alcohol's
It's
already
the peace
talking.
leaf.
Peace leaf.
The
I like
olive
peace leaf.
branch. So Trel goes to this man sitting in the corner with this drink. I say, "Hello, good man, my good man. May I bend your ear for just a moment?"
All right, we're going to come back to that in a second, and
Okay.
we're going to do the Vistani scene first. If, Petrie, you are going to try and go interact with those Vistani.
I am.
Okay. So you walk over to them. What do you do?
I'll ask if they mind if I join their game of cards.
They say, oh, it's no problem. Do you know how to play King's Ransom?
No, but I'm a quick study.
See, one of them just like looks at the others. All right, if that's what you guys want to do. You see that they are three. Are they all? Hold on. I need to check on them. You know what? I believe they are all. So they are all women sitting around the table here. They are, like I said, they're Vistani. So dressed in very bright, kind of silk, like loose silk clothings. They all have a pitcher of wine for themselves. And they are using some sort of like chit or chips at the table. And you see one of them says, I don't mind doing a teaching. The other one says, that's because you get lucky with the new players. They always seem to lose to you somehow. She like looks at her dubiously and says, no, listen, it will be fine. Perhaps this one will have beginner's luck. And you see they kind of set aside a group of the tokens or whatever and set them down. And says, grab one of the seats from that table over there. There's this is our tavern, so you can grab this if you want.
Okay, I'll grab a seat and I'll
They
pull
say
it over.
it's their tavern?
That's what they said.
Oh.
Pull it over and I'll say, I've got to be honest, this is the only life I've seen in this entire town. Guys playing cards is the most I've seen going on.
Well, we like to keep it lively here. You see two of them elbow each other and laugh like it's a side joke. And she says, yes, well, it can't be all doom and gloom here, or perhaps there's no point to living at all, right? All right, so we're going to give you a hand, and they start teaching you the game. And we're going to cut back over to Trel. Trel, you... so you said you were about to say something. What do you say to this guy as you
approach the man and very politely was like, hello, my good friend. I apologize for bothering you, but I was wondering if I could bend your ear for just a moment. I have some fine wine.
You see, you like when you like hold up the wine and like jiggle it at him, or
yeah,
like you see he looks at you and says, "That wine tastes like piss water," and then holds out a hand to accept it.
I hand him the. Well, I'm sure if you, a fine man such as yourself, enjoys piss water, it is delicious. I give it to him.
You see he thinks about it for a second, sets it down, and pushes it away from him. All right, I didn't come here to be judged, but perhaps it's a normal day for me.
No, I apologize, my friend. I've not come to judge, but merely to inquire about this town we are in. How long have you lived here? A long time?
Yes, it's not somewhere you leave very easily. You can call me Ismark, or perhaps you can call me what everyone else does, Ismark the Lesser.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to share his image with you.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Damn, Ismark.
Mm-hmm.
Ismark's a hottie. Sorry.
Ismark is a hottie. I don't think you would want to call me Burgermaster, but if things don't change around here, you might have to. Now that my father has passed.
Oh no, Ismark. Tell me what has transpired.
See, he leans back, and after pushing away the kind of thinks about it for a second, picks it back up and goes, well, takes a, you see he downs it in one go. It has been quite the week. I am in need of help, actually. And 3 strangers like you could be useful to me. As I said, it is not easy to leave the town, and that is exactly what I need to do. Now that my father is passed, as I said, it is going to be even more difficult than it would have been before. You see, my sister, Irina, has become noticed by someone far above our station. Strahd has been visiting her. And then you see he turns and spits on the tavern floor.
Irina? Is that what he said, bud?
Yes, that is what he said.
Okay, perfect. Interesting. Tell me more of this Strahd character.
Are you telling me you have found yourself in the lands of Barovia, and you know nothing of the devil Strahd?
Well, you see, it's an interesting story, really. There were these traveling merchants from where we're from, and they led us on an interesting journey through a thicket, if you will, or a forest, and we ended up at some strange mansion haunted by some ghost children. It was quite the harrowing experience.
You see he kind of just looks at you and just like nods once solemnly and says, I see. Well, it is a shame you came to such a dour place to die.
Oh.
Strahd is the master of these lands. He is curse upon us all. And for some reason or another, he has been seeking out my sister.
Is she cute?
You're not at this table.
The question stands.
And then there's a way for you to find the answer for yourself.
I guess I look at Ismark. I go, why is it such a horror to be desired by this Strahd character?
He came to her in the night and has dealt wounds upon her, inflicted some sort of I don't know even what it is, but it has left her feeling drained during the day. She feels worse and is not herself all out. She herself feels that she is slipping away from who she was, and she is in need of protection from him.
Now, we as characters do not know what we know what do we even know what vampires are?
You can make a Arcana or Religion check.
I will make
to see if you would know of vampires.
I'm going to make an Arcana check to see if I know of vampires. Woo! Nat 20, baby!
Ooh.
Yes, you have studied vampire.
Okay.
So the first thing you would need to know, the first thing that jumps to your mind right away. Yeah, go on.
Inspiration?
Yes, pass inspiration.
What?
You got a natural 20, so you can pass inspiration onto.
Saelihn.
You gave me one already.
Saelihn
Yeah,
gets
so it has to go to T.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, you know of vampires, and you know the most important thing to learn is if a vampire has been, doing this to someone.
Doing the dirty.
How many times has he come to visit? Because you know it can take multiple attempts to if what he is saying here is what you think it is, well, I'll tell you this: what you think it is, right away, is that you suspect Strahd is attempting to turn her into a vampire herself.
Okay.
It can take multiple attempts because to do so, you have to drain the body of human blood completely.
Right. So I look at Ismark dead in the eyes, since I know exactly what a vampire is. I go, listen, Ismark. Listen to me carefully. How many times has this Strahd character visited your sister?
He has come on 2 separate occasions.
A third time is all he needs. Is that, I don't know, is that true?
As well be. I mean,
you know that common, likelihood is probably. It will probably take about 3 times.
In all probability, my friend Ismark, this is all he needs. He needs 3 visits, and then she herself will become part of the dark coven of the vampires. You need to keep her safe. We're talking garlic. We're talking holy water. We're talking steaks.
My friend, you have not been in Barovia very long, have you?
Obviously not, my friend.
I am, as I mentioned earlier, I am trying to find a way to bring her to somewhere safer than here.
What are you up like? I'm not there.
But I am not someone who... Yeah, I was going to say, are you going to try and get your party over here at this point? Like, it seems like a pretty big conversation to be having alone.
No. I will tell my party when I'm done here. But
okay.
I think that I think who would do. So I guess since he's trying to get her somewhere safe, so you would ask her, where is this sister of yours? Perhaps we can be of assistance. Like
she is staying back at our family's house. She has refused to leave until our father has been buried. And unfortunately, I am not able to take him to the church myself. And then, even if I were able to, I would not be able to help her alone on the road get to where we must go.
And where is it you must go, my friend?
There are 2 options, and you see he pulls out a old map. Let me see if I have already added the map here, or if I need to add it. I need to add it to this version of the game. So you see he pulls out an old map and is pointing at different places on it. It says, we must first attempt to try to go to the village of Vallaki. It is the closest thing that Barovia has to a city. They actually have walls around them. If that is not good enough, then you see he kind of points to another place on the on the road. Further on, there is also the town of Krezik. Failing Vallaki, perhaps there's someone in Krezik we could visit. And I'm going to move you guys over to the map now so you can see. It is a rough interpretation, inexact, but you do see here, the Valley of Barovia. So he's pointing first at Vallaki, here, and then...
Did he open the map for me?
Yeah, he's rolled up. He's rolled out this map.
Okay.
And he's like pointing at these places physically. We're gonna come back to the other conversation happening. Blake, go ahead, give me a luck check for Petrie to see how he's doing at the game, unless he's trying to cheat.
Oh, I mean, actually, yeah, let's cheat.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a... You can either do this as a deception or a sleight of hand to do a fake out, or trying to count cards or something.
Let me see. One second. Let me put my sheet. Because I had it minimized by too many things.
Is he trying to find anything out about the the town as well?
No, not the town. My questions I'm asking them are really about the Vistani themselves, and just like, hey, we just kind of sprang into town. We were brought here by some other Vistani. It kind of just disappeared. That sort of stuff.
Ooh, that's a good question. Like, where are the other Vistani?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll first, and then depending
Sure,
on how the
said-
games are going, we'll see how amenable they are to things.
I will play just regularly. You said just
Okay.
luck
Yeah,
check?
just a plain luck check then.
It's a D20.
Just a flat d20. Yep.
Okay.
Hey!
Wow. So the 19, perhaps some beginner's luck is on your side, and you are able to win. Let's do the 22 silver coins.
Nice.
Hey, that's a lot.
Yeah, and they give up a little bit of information, though they seem kind of, they are. Give me an insight check as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just so I can give you. Okay. Yeah, they don't seem to be giving you a lot of straight answers here, but they do give you this. One, the group that you were traveling with, Stanimir's group. They say Stanimir's group was here about a week and a half ago, passing through.
What?
Hello?
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They didn't wait for us? Those bastards.
And they give you that Stanimir did say that they were going to continue on, that they were looking for Madame Eva's group, and then tell you that this basically what we told him is that Madame Eva's group is just a little ways beyond Barovia, down at the Setter Pool. If you can follow the road, it branches off and heads down closer to the water. And I know that they were staying there.
What was the name of the place again?
This is Madame Eva's caravan.
It's just it's south of Barovia.
It is, they say, west of Barovia, and then you want to
Barovia.
follow the road that heads down down closer to the water.
Got it. Not quite to the gallows.
No.
So obviously they're not pointing at the map here, but
Yeah. Right here.
where on the map it's this location, give or take.
Got it. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else to ask them. But I will. When they said their bar,
Yeah.
like literally their bar.
Yeah, they give you their names. Their names are I'll say it again if you need. Alenka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia. They own the tavern, and they tell you that, as long as you pay your debt, you're clear with us. We have no problem with anybody who, pays. But, well, it's best you just, follow the rule of law.
You should ask them about the weird barkeep that only says wine or whatever.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Why not? Why not? I will say, your help noticed is a bit monosyllabic. Is that something going around the town? Is it catching on? Because everyone's kind of flat around here, if you know what I mean.
You see, two of them are continue to play the game, but the one that you're kind of speaking most directly to turns to you and says, well, there are only so many souls in the valley. We make use of what we can, right? Gives you like a tight smile.
Oh, okay. Bye, guys.
Speaking of which, I asked Ismark that do you think, with my vast knowledge of vampirism and vampires,
This isn't gonna be a thing, huh?
Yeah, I asked him, Is that related to? Is this related to the strange behavior we've seen from the townsfolk?
You see, he looks at you and kind of shakes his head and says the same thing. Yeah, and well, no, there's only so many souls in the valley.
What is that supposed to mean?
I think we should go.
That mean that he sucks the souls out of them? Which could
Means
be
that no matter how many people are born here, there are only so many souls to fill the vessels.
to what? I'm sorry, you cut out a little.
Fill the vessels.
Fill the vessels.
Oh. Oh no.
Hey, so are we the souls or the vessels? Hey. Or are we new meat?
Anyway, I guess I look at Ismark at this point and I go, all right, Ismark, tell me what the plan is. I believe that my friends and I are willing to help, but I will check with them first. After
Perhaps you
tell
should
me.
call them over here so I can explain the situation to them as well.
Fine, DM. I'll call my party members over.
No, let's keep having singular one-on-one conversations.
I mean, I'm having a fantastic time with you, Mr. Ismark. I have no idea why they call you the Lesser. You should be named the Greater.
Patronizing.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not a
I'll
fool.
come over.
I call
Okay.
over. I call over my teammates.
All right.
No.
Yeah, because your game is, you fled the table a second, to Petrie, so you're able to join as well. Petrie, Saelihn, you guys come over, and he explains more or less the same thing to you guys. He is Ismark. His sister's name is Irina. Strahd has been coming to their house in the night, and inflicting wounds upon Irina, and he needs help moving her from their current house to somewhere safe for her. However, as I said before, she will not leave as long as until our father has been laid to rest. She will not leave, which means that we must take his body to the church and give him a proper burial before she is willing to leave. I cannot move his body on my own. I simply need another hand.
The church is here in town, right, my friend?
Yes, you may have seen it when you came to the crossroads here. It's a
And
large building to the north.
where is the body exactly?
It is back at our manor house.
There's no way it's on the side of the road then.
South. No.
South.
Well-
Oh.
Why
Oh.
did you find the body on the side of the road?
We did.
There was one charred body we found.
You don't have to be coy about it unless you.
Charred
found-
body.
We found the charred body on the side of the road, but that's all.
I see. Well, unfortunate, but not completely unsurprising. I know my father. I can't think of his name now. My
Is
father
Mark
sent
the
someone.
Greater?
No,
Oh.
it was not.
Burgermeister.
No, his name was Dalvin Olensky. He
Dalvin.
sent him with a letter to try and plead for help. I fear that if you
mean
had
this
not
letter?
been... I mean that letter, yes. I fear that if you had not been some group of Vishtani, that some other wayward souls may have seen that letter and decided to come through. But, for better or worse, the valley will only allow so many to come. In any case, I apologize for being dour as I am, but as I mentioned, my sister is cursed and my father is dead. With that said, you are more than welcome to stay and rest at our place for the night. We cannot begin to move his body until the morning.
Oh, you got beds there?
We do have beds
Y'all
there,
got some of them beds over there?
and
Oh.
there is no place to sleep here. Yes, you look quite tired, young friend.
I'm mostly blood and feathers. So yeah.
Well, It's very matted. I thought you were maybe just wet from rain.
It's all blood.
That's
all
rain.
blood.
It's rain. It is quite rain.
You see, he like reaches out and like, gives you like a little tap, and he's like pulls his hand away. He's like, "Oh, it is all blood. All right."
It's very sticky. I would advise against touching me.
Well,
Also, can someone help me get out of this chair?
Question. Sorry, just to clarify. So, the group of Ishtani that were taking us to, or the caravan, basically.
mm-hmm.
They passed through here a week ago, looking for us or looking for someone else.
They're looking.
They
for
passed
Maddie.
through a week ago looking for Madame Eva.
Madame Eva, and does that name mean anything to us?
Yes, Stanimir told you that when you guys arrived in Barovia, they were going to take you to Madame Eva, so that she could read your fortunes.
Right. Okay. So at no point did they realize we weren't with them?
That is a great question.
I'll ask our friend here then.
Ismark is his name. Ismark the Lesser.
Ismark, did the group who came through here a week ago mention that they were missing any travelers?
Not to me, not particularly. No. I suppose they could have asked. They could have spoken with Alenka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia about it, but you followed them through the mists. You say?
We were supposed to be traveling with them, but got separated, and we were headed with them to Madame Eva.
You see, he pours a glass of slides where you're sitting at the table, and he just. The mists have done stranger things. It's possible that they do not remember bringing you here at all.
Oh.
Or it is possible that they simply have written you.
Written us off.
It's off?
Is that what you said?
Yes?
Sorry, you cut out right.
Okay.
I look at Petrie and go, "Did you ask them to see did you ask those three ladies over there to see if the travelers mentioned us at all?
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
And especially a handsome goblin that spoke extensively to the leader, got on his good side and all that."
Saelihn chokes on her wine.
Mark says, was there a handsome goblin traveling with you?
He's right here, don't you see it? It's Mark.
Ah! My apologies,
Handsome.
perhaps I am just tired.
Perhaps it is the time. It is quite late.
It's quite dark in here as well.
I think it is time for us to away to your abode, where we can get some rest and make sure this sister of yours does not get abducted in the night, shall we?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Whatever one wants. Don't get abducted in the night.
How was that teaching? Okay.
He doesn't give any fucks. He's just like, I just want to sleep. I don't give a fuck if this girl gets stolen.
Alright, so you, alright, I'm gonna put Ismark on the map here.
And sorry, just another clarifying question. So, where he wants us to take his sister, is that the same location that Madame Eva is supposed to be at?
No, Madame Eva should, in theory, be on the way there. So again, I'm going to put us back on that map just for a second, so we can take a look together. The map he was pointing at, you guys will probably have to convince him to go that way, but so you are here on that map in the village of Barovia, in the valley of Barovia, and the places that he would like to try to see if Irina could be safe there are town of Velaki, up kind of in the center of the valley near Lake Zarovich, and the town of Krezik on the far western side of the valley, basically the opposite end of the valley from the castle.
He said get away. He meant like go 5 miles to the north, huh? It used to be easier to get away from places. Huh?
And we're trying. Madame Eva is where?
Madame Eva is down here by what the Vishani called the Ser Pool.
The circle.
Yeah, okay, yep, where that drawing is.
Sorry. I apologize. I thought it would disappear. I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, I think given
Oh, sorry,
that
you guys weren't able to see where I was poking. Here,
Oh, yeah, there we go.
the town of Velaki is here, the town of Krezik is here, and the first place you guys need to go is here.
yeah, so given that we were supposed to be going to see Madame Eva first, stopping there would be probably good.
It looks like it's on the way. So.
Yeah, it could, in theory, be viable to stop there along the way and then keep going to Velaki.
Yeah.
Though, obviously, once you're on the road, that might be something. Let's spring it on him on the road so he doesn't. No, we can't go if we have to go there or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we won't mention it to him, but it just looks like it's on the way, kind of, you know? So, like, yeah, you know, it's fine.
We're already basically there, so yeah. You could 100% try and do that.
They've got caravans that obviously out-travels us and leaves us behind, so we could just put a sister with that. Bunch of assholes. Sorry.
Well, you do possibly. Well, you know, it's whatever you guys want to do. Okay. I'll just say, if you remember the story that they told you about their cursed lord, perhaps not
The
all
Lord
Vistani.
is...
Yeah,
Strahd?
perhaps you don't want to assume trust with the Vistani sight unseen. Okay, so you guys are he leads you guys south down to his down to the mansion.
Does Petrie interrogate the three ladies about the Vistani and recognizing us?
I can. It wasn't. If we're moving on, we can move on. But I can ask.
That's fine. We can. I mean, whatever.
Only if you wanted to.
Yeah, only if you want.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Move on.
Bismarck's like standing. He's like, I'm ready to go. Are you need to hang out here? Or?
But thank you for remembering. We're good to move on. I appreciate it.
Trel says, "Let's follow this handsome man to his home."
You see, he blushes a little. I think. All right.
He goes, "I don't live here."
Wait. Sorry. A quick side question that Trel would want to ask Ismark is: has he seen any other goblins in the area?
He says, none have passed through Barovia, the village, but I have not ventured far from here myself. It is not safe in the woods.
At least thought I'd ask.
No, I'm afraid not, my new friend.
Quite all right. Quite all right.
I apologize. I've not asked for your names. I assume you give him, your names and so on.
Yeah. As we walk to his house.
So right around here, you note that this building, this kind of reddish building here, is a townhouse. As you get closer, you hear a moaning sob float through the still gray streets, coloring your own thoughts with sadness.
Oh.
You can tell that the sounds flow from this dark two-story townhome.
We heard that on the way in. Do you know why they are crying?
You're asking Ismark, I'm assuming. He looks at you, kind of gives you a solemn nod and says, "Yes, I'm afraid this is Mary's townhome. The locals will call her Mad Mary, though I find it is a little demeaning to call her such. But she is, her daughter, Gertruda, is vanished.
Oh.
And I fear that death would be a pleasant surprise for her. She has never been great about how things have, about life and time changing. I believe she still sees the girl as little more than a child. Though she is not that much younger than myself.
Oh.
She's been missing for over a week.
Do you believe she has been taken by the Vampire King?
Do not call him.
What, he is a
Did he say that?
vampire.
He does say that. He says,
Okay,
do not
okay,
call
okay.
him that.
Oh, what would you like me to refer to him as?
I would rather you not refer to him at all.
Oh.
But if you must call him anything, you can call him the Devil Strahd, and then he spits on the ground.
Do you believe that her daughter was taken by the Devil Strahd?
I love how it's like a title, like sensation. By Devil Strahd, was
I was gonna say the way Trel says it.
Love that.
He looks at you and then shrugs and says, "It's certainly possible, but it could be any other number of things.
Oh.
It is not a great place here."
He like Trel muses to himself. How many dangers do you have in this place?
How high can you count?
Quite high.
So-
My intelligence is. I'm just kidding.
Fucking course, Trell would respond to that like it's a challenge.
Right.
Yeah, so you guys head south, following Ismark, and find a weary-looking mansion that squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself, yet against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain, like a ring of where people have been walking. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish off the wall. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. The lower windows have been barred with planks, and each of those have been the stains of an ill.
You're cutting out again, Ryan.
What did you miss?
You started cutting out when you were talking about boarded windows.
Yeah, not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with the stains of an evil omen.
Evil omen, okay.
It sure doesn't look like a mansion.
It is the closest thing you guys have seen. It's 2 stories. It's quite large. But yeah, it's definitely seen better days. Like I said, you can see the ground. There is like a space, unlike many of the kind of look like squat townhomes, all basically pushed up against each other. The mansion stands apart and has a kind of brick wall lining the outer, grounds here, and the iron gates are part of that brick wall. And then kind of there's space inside, has the trampled grass, and then a small set of stairs leading up to a patio, and then a door on the other side of a door at the front of the house. It's the closest thing you're going to get to a mansion. So, if you guys approach, Ismark knocks on the door, kind of turns back to you all. I've been rather strict about making sure one of us stays in the house at times. If something were to happen, I don't want a key left on our person. And
A key?
you hear a key left if something should happen.
So he's saying he doesn't want, if he's like killed or something, that whoever killed him would get the key to the house.
Oh.
Basically, yeah. So he knocks on the door of his own home. Footsteps on the other side, creaking of floorboards and such, and a voice kind of comes through on the other, from the other end. Who is it? Who's there? It is me, Ismark, your brother, and I have brought allies to help us in these times. She goes, oh, are you friendly out there?
Certainly, my good friend. We've never been more friendlier than this town has to offer.
Are you with the devil, Strahd?
What? No.
Go ahead, give me a persuasion check here.
Okay.
Ooh. Hold on, I haven't seen it. You hear just like hesitation on the other side, and Ismark says, "They're new to town. They are not like Strahd.
We've not yet been subject to the vile vampire's blood drinking things."
He looks at you very seriously. Please stop talking about that.
I am sorry. I will rush.
Thank you. And there seems to the hesitation on the other end seems to have finished, and you hear several locks being unlocked, and chains being pulled, and the door is opened, and you see a young woman opens up the door and looks at you all and tries to it's pitiful. She smiles and says, "Oh, you've come to help me," and then falls into a coughing fit.
Oh.
And Ismark kind of rushes in and kind of grabs her and says, it's all right. Breathe. Try to take deep breaths. You'll be all right.
Picture for her? Is there a picture for her?
I am grabbing the picture for her. Oh, yes.
Okay.
There we go. And there you go. She has also, like the mansion, seen better days.
Oh.
Oh.
Hello. I am Irina Koreana. Can I... who are you? Ismark said you're here to help?
That's right, my dear Irina. We are here to help you, as a matter of fact. We shall escape this vile person and give you somewhere safe.
She looks at Ismark for a second and says, well, we can't go anywhere until Father is buried. We can't.
Yes, that is what we are here for, my young...
And let me describe the scene for you as well. The interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. So as you guys enter, you kind of enter into this kind of main hall space. There's a set of stairs leading up, and then parlor immediately to your left. To the right, you see some sort of kitchen space. And in all of these are hanging, different holy symbols, just from wires up against walls, talismans that have been hung up, basically.
Oh.
You see in the parlor, the burgomaster is in the parlor on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin, surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odor of decay.
Oh.
I think it's time now.
Well, you, my bloody friend, needs to be taken care of first.
Yeah, Ismark just puts a hand on Petrie's shoulder and says, "We are not doing anything until the morning." And then looks at Irina very seriously. "We will take him at first light, and then we are leaving. Get packed. We are no longer delaying. If Strahd should come again, I cannot fathom it." Looks to the rest of you guys and says, "There are rooms upstairs. We can have them all furnished. If you need real food, I can set about making it. Irina kind of helpfully steps in and says, I made soup. I made soup earlier. You could have some of that. It's probably a little cool now, but I can get a fire started. And Ismark steps in. I will get the fire started, and I will reheat, get the food going again. You don't need to worry about that.
Are there shops in this town?
There is a shop. It is not open currently, but it will open again in the. It is Bildraf's Mercantile, but I would recommend you not go there if you can avoid it. Prices are quite high, and he is the only shop in town.
Oh.
Does he buy goods as well, or only sell?
He will certainly.
Irina is
He could,
coughing in the background.
Sorry.
he can.
I'm making
He
a
hasn't-
fire.
Don't inhale the smoke. What are you? This is the worst way anyone has ever made fire. He looks at you and says he's willing to buy, but he will not. It will be hard for you to get the value of your items accurate. He will try to undersell you. You may be better off trying to sell with the Vishtani if we are able to run into any.
It might
But-
be worth a shot anyway, considering that we have no potions.
Okay, but who would go down this early?
It may be
Who
worth.
indeed?
The laughing
well,
was
Hold
uncalled
on. You say you need potions.
Yes.
He does some thinking, by which I mean I'm looking up. He does not sell potions.
I see.
What?
They are their quality is too high for. There's simply he will not carry them. They are too pricey. Perhaps I will see. I may have some older potions. I don't know if we still have any, but I will look around tonight, see if there's anything I can give to you.
It's whatever you guys can't do without. We'd love it.
Yeah. My dear Ismark, only what you can spare, my friend.
He gestures to the mansion kind of broadly and says, "We will not be coming back here,
Oh.
I suspect."
Oh.
Question.
Yep.
Eatery kind of perks up to the we're not going to be coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny things for Petrie.
And wants to say, you wouldn't be willing to part with anything silver in the house, would you?
If we had silver to give, I would give it.
Oh.
Well, how about a really soft bed for the night then?
Yes, let's get you settled in for the night. Or, you know what? Let's get you settled in for the night. And I will begin heating up that food so that you can eat when you wake. And I will also begin preparing myself to leave with you tomorrow.
My dear Ismark, are we quite sure you know who will be visiting your dear sister this evening? Is there any chance we could perhaps strengthen these wards around your home?
He gives you if I have been describing his smile as a tight smile, it is the tightest smile he has given yet. And he says, "We do not have any guarantee. I will not be sleeping tonight."
Oh. Well then.
Do we all sleep in the same room together.
Let's all sleep
You
with,
may.
Joe,
with
Joe,
Irina.
I mean, with Irina.
I can also stay if he wants to sleep half the night, and since I only need 4 hours, I can sit watch.
He says he's willing to try, but it's like, you know, he doesn't know how much sleep he's actually going to get, but he does thank you, and yes, I will. I'll wake you around midnight.
Sounds good.
Okay.
But yeah, Irina does show you a room. She kind of does a traditional split, gives you a room with 2 beds for Petrie and Trel, and then to Saelihn, she's I've got my own room over here, and I have 2 beds. I have a mattress I can sleep on, and you can have the bed.
No.
I whispered to Petrie, would you like me to cast Tensor's floating disc one last time?
I will. Petrie will immediately T-pose.
I cast Tensor's floating disc. And with
It's
my
like I can't sleep unless I'm on the disc.
And you can just
last
hear Petrie just kind of chirp, just chirp every few seconds. Pure happiness.
I float the disc up to into his bed.
Petrie, do you put like all your stuff out around on the disc, like your?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I spread out immediately. Look, you guys, look. I'm a kinku. I just want to fly. This is all I want. This is I'll ever get to flying.
An hour into your sleep, Petrie, he like falls gently onto the bed, and when he wakes up, he's on the bed with all his stuff around.
Perfect.
Single kinku tear falls. But it's a happy tear.
It's a tear of happy dreams.
Yeah.
Saelihn, at around midnight, you feel you finish your trance, and you're meditating on the mattress next to where Irina is sleeping. You see she is still sleeping, gently in the bed. Seems to be having fitful dreams, but not like so much that she's like moving around a bunch in the bed. More just like she is kind of, you can see she'll like twitch or kind of start, but then lay relatively still. And then you head down the stairs to the kitchen where Ismark said he would be, and you see he is kind of between 2 of the boards. He's like leaned up against one of the windows, like face pressed to this crack between some of the boards. Doesn't seem to notice you when you walk down.
She'll intentionally make a little bit of sound, like maybe, I don't know, clear her throat, or like make her footfalls a little heavier so he knows that she's coming.
As I say, those shadow elf footfalls not naturally very loud, so unless you're wearing elf. So you come into the room, draw the attention. He kind of looks over. Is she still up there?
Yes, sound asleep.
He nods and says, well, thank you for this and what will be coming in the days to come. You are new here. That was not a falsehood that your goblin friend said.
Falsehood? Your goblin friend has been nothing but the truth.
If anything, Albert, he's been extremely nice.
Exactly.
Which in a land like this might be suspicious.
That's fair. That's
honestly.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, she'll confirm the story and let him know that they were just travelers before and somehow got dropped into this madness.
He nods and says, so you were brought here by the Vishtani. Well, I cannot lie to you. And I have not made Barovia seem like a pleasant place. But it is worse than I could convey. Would you like to see what happened to your predecessors? The ones brought before. He gestures for you to come take his place at the window.
Others are brought before us?
See for yourself. As you look out the crack in the window, you see an eerie green light suffuses the graveyard to the north. From this light emerges a ghostly procession. Wavering images of dowdy women toting great swords, wood-wise men with slender bows, dwarves with glittering axes, and archaically dressed mages with beards and strange. All these and more march forward, their numbers growing by the second. As they leave the graveyard, watch as they begin to trail this unseen road, almost walking up the side of the cliff behind the churchyard, to where a grand castle sits in repose against the night sky.
All brought here?
All of them came before, attempting to destroy Strahd. All have found their way.
Were
This
they
is
all...
a land. Go on.
No, you go ahead.
This is a land of death, and it takes greedily.
Were they all slain by Strahd?
Some were. Some never made it to Ravenloft. But, yes, many of them were slain by Strahd himself. And that's where we're gonna... Oh, go on.
The caravan,
Yes.
have they brought others here before? They themselves.
Yes. Their intentions are well placed, I believe. I do not think that they are false in trying to end, but it is not easily done.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
that...
Okay.
I mean, that's what he says. He doesn't have anything else to add.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this sucks.
Say, says, if you need me, I suspect I will be having a very light sleep. But I should say it if no one else has. Welcome to Barovia. And that's where we're going to end our session.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Keep that little death procession to myself.
Okay. Fair. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I will be right back.
All right.
Oh, should I not to put myself in a worse position, but should I take a stress point?
Oh yes, absolutely you should. Yeah.
Okay.
Should I take a stress?
I feel stressed.
Thanks
Yeah.
a lot, Ismark.
Oh no.
All right. I
Alright.
will be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. That was our third session of the Curse of Strahd, and join us next time on Wednesday evening for more Curse of Strahd. Oh, there goes the dice. I'm all covered up. Thank you guys for being here.